Steering wheel here, a couple things to point out. So we've got our cruise control settings here. In order to work the cruise control, when you get up to the speed that you like, so you're going to have system on. When you get to the speed that you'd like to, we're going to press set, and then we can move this up or down. So this is going to either increase or decrease by 1 kilometer or 1 mile per hour at a time. Reset is going to reset to our previous speed, or we can cancel out from there. Looking here, we've got a couple buttons here which are going to control this little screen on the vehicle here. So let's see how that works. So we've got our up down here. So if we go down, we've got different views, navigation, what radio station we're on, if our phone is connected. And let's look at some of the settings here. Information, what kind of info do we have? Auto start stop. So we can, obviously the vehicle it's on right now. So if we press that auto start stop button there, we've deactivated it using that switch. And let's go back here. Intelligent all-wheel drive is going to show you what wheel is doing what effort. It's a really, really neat one to look at as you're driving there. Obviously, your focus should be on the road. My Key is a feature that Ford vehicles have for the key fob, so you can set it up so that each individual key fob has certain things or limitations. Where that comes into play is, let's say if you've got a child and you want to make sure that they don't let's say the audio won't play unless the seatbelt's in. You can have that set up here. And from here, we've got tire pressure and then the oil life as well. That's the traction control button. I just turned that off there. Next up, we've got our basic display here, so we can choose what language we want, measurement unit, temperature, tire pressure as well. Driver assistance, couple things. We've got blind spot indicators here, so we can just kind of make them out. So this little guy there, that's going to go orange when there's a vehicle that's in our blind spot on either side of the vehicle. Cross traffic alert if there's an oncoming vehicle coming from a perpendicular direction. So we're facing straight. So if somebody's coming from the left or the right and we don't see them, we're going to get an audible alert letting us know that there's somebody there. And then the rear parking aid is that beeping that we're going to get as we're backing the vehicle up. Basic vehicle settings, we've got the auto engine off, so we can turn that off from here as well. Chimes, which are some of the basics that we go through as we go through different aspects of the screen here. Lighting, we can change the delay, so when the vehicle's off, how long does the lighting stay on for? 10 seconds, 20 seconds, or 120 seconds are your options. Locks, we can tweak a couple things here, so auto unlock, so we don't need to worry about getting the fob out of our pocket. Relock, same idea as we walk away. That's a neat feature to keep on there. And then remote unlock. What happens when we remote unlock the vehicle? Do all doors open up, or is it just the driver's side door? And then if we do have the remote start system, so this one, it doesn't have the added option but it is available. So if we do something aftermarket, it's essentially we're plugging in a few different devices in order for it to work and then adding in an extra key fob there. So we can turn the system on or off there. And with the system on, what happens when it's on? So climate control can be set to auto, which means that it's automatically going to determine what the cabin temperature should be, or it's based off of the last setting, based off of when the vehicle was last turned off. Seat and wheels, same idea, what happens there. And then we've got our duration. So how long does the vehicle stay on when a remote starts activated? Our wipers there, we've got a courtesy wipe, rain sensing, and then a reverse wiper. So we want to make sure that the courtesy wipe is off, especially if you're in Canada. Wintertime, if that windshield wiper is stuck because of ice, you're going to destroy the motor. So I don't recommend turning that one on. Rain sensing wipers, keep it on. It's such a damn good feature to use. It's automatically going to adjust the windshield wipers as necessary based off of the intensity of the rain. You can control it using the stick here, but I do recommend having that rain sensing wiper activated. Back up here, and one more, and My Key is where you would go in order to be able to set up your individual key there. And back, and we've got the basic home screen here. Now, in order to be able to reset these details, all we're going to do is press and hold the OK button. And as you can see, it's automatically updated that for us, so it's zeroed out all of the info there. Off on the other side of the steering wheel here now, we've got a couple buttons here. So this is going to be our volume rocker, so volume up or down. This button here is going to be our voice command button. So if we want to make a phone call, if we want to navigate somewhere, or if we want to change the radio station, we would do that here. If we have an incoming phone call, we would use that in order to be able to pick the phone call up, or we can hang up or end the phone call there. From here, we've got our left versus right side. So if we want to change stations, seek, or if we're listening to our cell phone or an MP3 player, we can change between songs here. Now, when it comes to our sticks here, so as you can see, we've got our adjustment here, which is going to give us the ability to select how much of the windshield wiper fluid comes out at a time. In order to use the front windshield wiper fluid, we're going to pull the stick in towards us. To use the rear windshield wiper fluid, we're going to push the stick away from us. On the very end of the tip here, there we go. As you can see here, we've got our windshield wipers here. So we would use that in order to use the back windshield wipers. On the opposite side here, as you can see, we've got our stick for our high beams and then for our turn signals.